Hi everybody, we're just about to start the training and we need to start the recording. Okay? You good? Okay, this is Emily Purvis here, manager with food distribution at the Office of Health and Nutrition Services at MDE, and I have Sarah Harmon with me as well.
Hey everybody, I'm the consultant for the Summer Food Service Program. We really appreciate you taking the time today to join us and kind of see what's going on with everything for the unanticipated school closure that we're all experiencing in the state of Michigan. So we have muted all of the audience. If you do call in and you are talking, just make sure that you're on mute. Don't put us on hold, but mute just so we don't hear you, because we don't always have control of that. If you have questions, please put them in the chat box or IM box, and we will be happy to answer them at the end of the presentation or as we go through. So without further ado, we'll get started and I'll learn about unanticipated school closure as we go through. So for clarity, what does it mean when there's an unanticipated school closure? So an unanticipated school closure is defined as a school district or a school that has an unplanned closure. So we know that, breaks are not considered unplanned, but currently right now with the state of Michigan mandate that all schools are closed for at least 3 weeks, this would be considered an unanticipated school closure. So if it's due to illness, natural disaster, state of emergency, these all qualify as an unanticipated school closure, and that's what we're here to talk about. So we want to talk about sponsor eligibility.
If anyone's having trouble hearing, it sounds like most of people can hear us okay. We're just getting a couple messages that folks are maybe having server issues. Make sure that your personal computer is not muted. So I think we need to keep going, guys. But if you're having server difficulties or hearing difficulties, I believe it is on your end at this point.
Please make sure that you have accepted the meeting and either checked in with computer audio or you call in via the phone, and that should hopefully take care of that issue. So sponsor eligibility. So sponsors with sites that have at least 50% free reduced applications or are census data eligible can participate. And what we're talking about here with sponsor eligibility is that if you participate in any child nutrition program, you are eligible to participate in this unanticipated school closure summer food service program during the state mandated shutdown. We are not currently accepting new sponsors at this time. We are only working with sponsors that are in the summer food service program, the National School Lunch or School Breakfast program, or the Child and Adult Care Food program. If you have a site or your school district or your sites are not at least 50% free and reduced or are not census data eligible, we are still allowing those students to be served as long as you are figuring out where you can best reach those children that are most in need for those free and reduced meals. Now, as we go through this presentation, we are going to be saying that all people are eligible, so that is true, but when we're talking about sites and sponsor eligibility, this is what we're referring to. So this is a nice picture of what do I do and how do I do it. So this is currently on the SFSP website, and it tells you what steps do I need to complete based on if I've participated in the summer food service program before, or if I have participated in the National School Lunch or something like that. So if you are a current summer food service program sponsor or you have participated within the past 2 years, you just need to complete steps 1, 2, and 3, which is attend the training, which is what you're doing right now, or listening to the recorded webinar, watching the training videos, and then completing the GEMS Mars intake form. If you are a school or a sponsor that has not participated in the summer food service program before, you need to complete steps 1 through 5, meaning that you'll need to make sure that you're looking at sites where you have highly populated students that are in need, as well as serve complete meals with a roster as long as possible. So what are the requirements for unanticipated school closure summer food service program? Well, they're basically the same as traditional. So our first step is that intent to participate, which we'll talk about. We're also going to talk about the summer food service program meal pattern because that's the program that you're participating in. We're going to talk about meal counting and claiming. We're going to talk about what records do we need to keep during this time, as well as staff training, civil rights, and how to conduct some outreach for the community and communications within your district or on social media. So what is the participation process? We're going to talk through this step. First, you need to tell us that you are intending to participate. You can do that one of two ways. You can either go to our website, www.michigan.gov/SFSP, and then click on the unanticipated school closure information. You can see the link here on the webinar. Or you can click on About Us and then unanticipated school closure information on the next web page. These are the ways that you will get to the unanticipated school closure information website that will have all the most recent updates, all the documents that we're referring to, that kind of thing. So please make sure you're bookmarking this or you pay attention to this information because it will be updated as we get information or resources available. And currently it's being updated daily or multiple times a day. So once you know that you are going to participate, you need to make sure that you complete the intent to participate form. Now that is a link on the website and it is actually submitted through GEMS Mars. And if you have a GEMS Mars login or a MEAS login, we encourage you to use that login because if you have to update or modify your form, that is the easiest way to do that instead of completing a brand new form as a guest. If you've already submitted your form, we might have contacted you about getting a little bit more information because we are using all of this information that we receive to give to people that are working at the emergency SEAC building, as well as we are posting this information on the Meetup and Eat Up app for sponsors. So we're going to go through what type of information you need. So once you click on the form and hopefully log into with your MEAS ID or as a guest, you need to enter your sponsor name, your sponsor agreement number, who the person of contact is during this time, their title, their phone, their email, and their preferred contact method, whether that's phone or email. Now this is really important to make sure that everything that you enter in here is accurate and complete so that when we use all of your data that you've entered, we can just put it into the Meetup and Eat Up map, or if we have people at the emergency buildings, they have access to this information. On the lower half of this page, you can see that you're agreeing to complete the following. That's reading and understand the Summer Food Service Program certification statements. This is just saying that you understand and agree to the program and you're going to abide by the program integrity rules to the best of your abilities. You're going to have yourself as well as your staff review the food safety training videos, receiving meals at summer food service sites, serving meals at summer food service sites, and keeping records at summer food service sites. Now we know that these videos are not specific just to unanticipated school closures, but these will help get the gist of what's going on, what the requirements are for the program, as well as you must attend or listen to a recording of the unanticipated school closure webinar, and that has to be completed by this Friday, which is March 20th, 2020. And so you're agreeing to complete these steps. Once you've done that, it will provide you with some site information, which we're going to talk about. So the site closure information, what information do you need to provide us and what information do we need? We need the site name, that you're going to be serving at. We need the site number. If it's from one of your MEGS Plus applications, we need that number, as well as the site address. And all this information needs to be very specific. So if you do have a site that is a stationary site and you're not doing a mobile route, we need to know the correct address of that so that we can put that in the Meetup and Eat Up map, as well as have that for the emergency purposes. You're going to tell us what day you're starting service, and then you're going to let us know what meals you plan on serving. So you check those check boxes, and then you need to enter the meal service time that you're serving those meals. And those times need to include a start and an end time. So if you're serving lunch from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., you need to enter that, and you need to also enter in 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. so that we know that, because if you just put a start time, that is not telling people how long you're going to be there for that location. And then if you're going to let us know if adult meals are available so we can provide that information to them. We'll talk about adult meals later on. And then additional information. We need to know if it is a mobile route, bus route, or a mobile route within your food service operation, you can enter that. We also need to know how often you are serving. So unless you otherwise indicate, like this statement says, we will assume that you are providing meals Monday through Friday. If that is not the case, then you need to enter that information in the additional information box. So if you are providing meals 7 days a week, but you're only open for service Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you need to tell us that you're only open Monday, Wednesday, Friday for service in that additional information. And this information we're using to provide on that Meetup and Eat Up map, as well as to the emergency building. So this is really important to be clear and make sure you have all of that information updated. If it's not, you can go in and adjust that in the intake form to make sure that that information is clear, concise, and up to date. Or if something changes throughout your process, you can update that at any time. So part of the process is to watch the training videos. If you have not already watched those training videos, they are linked here. All of you will receive this PowerPoint presentation. These are all linked, as well as they are on the website for you, as well as in that GEMS Mars intake form. You want to make sure that you have all the resources that you need, so you're going to find them in multiple places to get that step completed. So what are some of the meal service requirements for school, for summer food service program? They're a little different than you would see in the CACFP or the National School Lunch Program, so let's talk through that. So first and foremost, we want you to know that you have to adhere to all local health regulations. We are not the local health experts here. You have to make sure that you're still following what is locally mandated in your area. So we have been getting tons of questions about, are we allowed to serve frozen meals? Are we allowed to serve 50 meals at one time for the entire break, which the break is not 50, but that is a big food health and safety issue, right? We can't be providing a ton of meals at one time because we don't know that they have the capability to store all of those meals, for one, as well as if you did provide frozen meals, do they know how to reheat it? Do they have the ability to reheat it? Those types of things. So make sure that anything that you are planning on doing, that you double check with your health department, and they know that you will be contacting them. We've been in contact with them about this, so they're expecting those calls or emails or questions.
We had a couple questions again about different type of meal delivery. How are we keeping our food safe if we're doing a bus route? What type of coolers do we need to use? That kind of thing. Again, all of those questions do have to be routed through your local health authority. You know, we've had just a whole host of those types of questions. We want you to be thinking outside the box. The questions you're asking are wonderful, but some of them do really need to be directed to your local health authority.
So let's talk about a few things. We have been approved for a non-congregate feeding waiver. This means that in traditional summer food service program, children have to eat on site, and that is a big part of the program. During this state mandated closure, we have been approved for the waiver so that you do not have to have children eat on site, and actually we encourage you not to do that with the recommendations of social distancing, meaning that you can have children come up and receive a meal. You can have parents or guardians come up and receive a meal and provide the meals themselves to those children. They don't have to be present to pick up that meal. You can also be delivering or providing multiple meals at one time. So you can kind of consider grab and go meals if you're doing a bus route delivery or a mobile delivery to specific sites. If you're having parents or guardians come up and do a drive-through pickup service for meals, and like I said, you can also do multiple meals at once. You don't have to serve every day if that doesn't work for your program or operation. Now, if someone comes up to you and says, I have 20 children at home, you might just want to verify that they said that correctly, but we are not double checking and asking if that's correct with the parent or guardian if they're asking for meals. If they ask for 3 meals, then you need to provide them with those 3 meals and make sure you're taking that tally of the point of service meal counts. So you can serve any day of the week. There are no requirements for this, meaning that you can serve on the weekends, you can serve just a few days a week and have them do multiple meal pickup at one time. Currently, meals are approved to be served through April 5th. If your spring break falls within this mandatory state shutdown of schools, they are claimable. If we have this only for the 3 weeks and it's not extended and your spring break falls after this time, say starting April 6th, technically you cannot serve meals and be reimbursed for those meals during spring break if they do not fall during the mandatory state shutdown of schools. So if that changes, we will let you know if that is extended. Meals may include freshly prepared components, which is highly encouraged, or you can use shelf-stable items, and they can contain USDA foods or commodities. It's basically what you have available and what will work for your organization. And keep in mind that you are reimbursed for up to 2 meals per day in any combination other than you cannot receive reimbursement for lunch and supper for the same day at the same site.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the components that are part of the summer food service program meal pattern. So first component, fruit and vegetable. Just some reminders here. Juice must be 100% juice. Okay. For dried fruit, a quarter cup is a quarter cup. We know that's a little bit different with the National School Lunch Program. Reminder for everybody, the Summer Food Service Program meal pattern was last updated in 1968. Okay. So just keep that in mind as we're talking through this. So for fresh items, please use the food buying guide or nutrition handbook for serving size. Canned and frozen items, use measuring cups, spoons, scoops for serving size. Some things that are not creditable, fruit snacks, corn chips, potato chips. Okay? Okay. Next component, grain bread. You're not muted. Okay. Sorry, we had a slight muting issue. I think we're good. We're going to keep going here with meat and meat alternates. Okay, so commercially prepared items are okay. For those, you want to use a CN label or product formulation statement. Non-commercially prepared items, use the food buying guide or standardized recipes. Processed meats are creditable if free of byproducts, cereals, binders, or extenders. Non-creditable items are like cheese products or imitation cheese. I think the bulk of our group here are, you guys are in National School Lunch Program. These general ideas resonate pretty well with you. I don't want to spend a ton of time on them. If anyone has meal pattern questions, as I'm going, go ahead and type them into the Q&A on the left side of your screen. We will be answering as we're presenting, and then at the very end, we'll be doing some additional Q&A. Okay, so meal pattern for breakfast. We have 4 components in the summer food service program for breakfast. For breakfast, we need to serve 8 ounces of milk, half cup fruit or vegetable, 1 serving of grain or bread, and then you may serve meat or meat alternate as part of that breakfast meal pattern. Okay. Next, we have the meal pattern for lunch and supper. So it's the same meal pattern for lunch and supper. Milk, 8 ounces of milk, 2 servings, totaling a 3/4 cup of fruit and vegetable. Grain and bread, 1 serving. Again, that's going to vary by the type of grain or bread. And then a 2-ounce serving of meat or meat alternate. Okay.
Keep in mind when we're talking about the meal pattern, we're talking about the summer food service program meal pattern. So if you are planning to participate in this unanticipated school closure SFSP program during this mandated state shutdown, you have to follow the SFSP meal patterns regardless of age, whether they're 3 years old or 18 years old. This is the set meal pattern for the summer food service program, and currently this is what is expected to be served and what is required to be served at this time. We're getting quite a few questions on ages and do I serve the same if I'm 3 to 5 or if I'm 18? Currently, this is the meal pattern. It is not the same as other child nutrition programs, the ACMP or the National School Lunch Program.
Yep, and we are just talking about during this emergency time, so just during this time, during our regular summer food service program, there are some different variations that we allow for meal pattern. Right now, in this instance, we are only talking about this time during closures, okay? So that is what this training pertains to. If you're participating in the summer food service program 2020 in July, we're going to have a slightly different conversation, okay? So everybody remember that, please, as we're talking through these requirements. Okay, snack. Meal pattern for snack, any 2 components. So that could be 8 ounces of milk, could be 3/4 cup fruit or vegetable, it could be 1 serving of grain bread or 1 2-ounce serving of meat or meat alternate. You just can't serve a fully liquid snack, okay? And remember, fruit vegetable is 1 component, so serving grapes and carrots is still 1 component, okay? Food safety. So this is in our summer food service program monitor guide, page 20 and 21. We really want to encourage you to contact your local health department if you have any questions about food safety during this time. Okay, we know a whole host of you are Serve Safe certified, lots of folks with lots of food safety experience, which is wonderful. We still need you to check in with your local health authority if you have questions. Some additional food safety resources. These are nice to have handy, so keep those handy there on our website as well. Food allergies and special dietary needs. You may be wondering how are we going to accommodate folks? Do we have to accommodate folks? Yes, you do have to accommodate folks. You are required to accommodate those with disability who are unable to consume regular program meals. Not required to accommodate preferences. So a lot of the kids that are going to be coming to your sites or that you're going to be serving, these are a lot of the same kids that are in your schools, right? So you already have some of those forms on file. You may reach out to folks, or if they are families, parents are contacting you asking if you have meals available for their kids with special dietary needs, make those accommodations, okay? Record keeping. Okay, we're going to keep on rolling. Okay, so all menus must be planned to meet the meal pattern requirements. Meal count sheets and claim consolidation documentation must be kept on file. Menus, invoices, and production records must be maintained. Okay, so normally production records are an option for summer. We are really strongly encouraging you to use them right now. You have to document what you are doing. It is so important that even during a time of emergency, we maintain the integrity of our program. So you have to be documenting those things. And we need to be able to follow your choices. Okay. So if you decide to do a mobile route and you handle one mobile this way and another mobile another way, just document what you did so we can follow it later. Okay. If you have questions about that, please let us know.
So this is what the traditional summer food service program daily meal count form looks like. You are welcome to use this form. It is linked here in this presentation as well as it is available on our website. And we have a few other daily meal count sheets that you can use. You mark the sheet off as you provide a complete meal to either the parent or the child or whoever's picking that meal up, and then total it throughout. The videos go through this very well on how to fill this out, and I think that if you have any questions about that, just review that or send us an email. You can do multiple daily meal count forms for a day if needed if you serve more than 150. This is a 2-page document technically that you can put up to 250 on 2 pages, and then you can always use more. You want to make sure that you're planning for 1 meal per child, and then you're preparing those meals properly as far as if you're doing meal pickup each day or if you're doing 2 meals of pickup per day or 3, vice versa, or however you're delivering. So keep that in mind. And this is pertinent to make sure that you have this form every day for your meal services for each meal type, because this is how you can receive your reimbursement. If you don't have this documentation of the daily meal count form as well as that production record, we cannot verify that you served creditable meals to children at the time that you said you did. So this is something new for us, is having all of these things happen at once, right? So we created a new unanticipated school closure meal count form for multiple meal distribution. This will be on the SFSP unanticipated school closure website by the end of the day for you to use. And it will be in an Excel format and not a PDF format. So if you need to modify it, you will have that ability. So this is a really nice option for you if you are going to be providing more than 1 meal at a time. Say if you are serving every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're doing 2 meals at once, that you can record that you're serving 2 meals at that one time and not marking off multiple slashes for that meal. So for instance, I'm filling out what site this is, what meal this is for, how many packages are included with each meal. So 2 meals per child means that I'm giving 2 days worth of meals. And then you can see that it shows the dates of 3/17 and 3/18 for the meals. And as I provided the 2 meals to whoever's picking the meals up, I make a mark on the sheet. I'm doing a little slash mark. I'm not circling. I'm not drawing a straight line. We want to make sure that you're doing tally marks that are legible for us to review, as well as yourself or whoever's double checking your meal count forms. Now I cut out the middle of this to make it fit on this page, but you can fit up to 436 multiple meal distributions on this one form. And again, this will be available on the website by the end of the day. So you can see here the total meal packages served is 15. If you have 2 meals per child times 15 packages, that equals 30 lunches that are able to be claimed as long as you serve that complete meal. We have signed and dated it as well as that signature, and you can see the date is 3/17 because you're giving the meals out on 3/17 for 3/17 and 3/18. Now this is really important to make sure that you have this completed. If you notice that someone is turning this in or filled this out wrong, just try to make sure that you explain to them what the expectation is, because this is how you will receive that reimbursement, is having that correct documentation. I can't stress that enough. So this version is very similar, but this is if you're doing multiple distribution of 2 meals. So we've seen many sponsors so far say that they're going to be providing a lunch and a supper at one time or for 2 days. So in order to make it easiest on you taking those meal counts, we want to give you that resource. So here you can see the site name, and then you can see that there's 2 meals being provided at one time. There's lunch that's going to be provided on that day and breakfast, and vice versa. So you'd fill that out and then mark off on the tally sheet how many you serve at one time until you're done serving for that day. you can see that there's a total of 39 packages served. There's 2 lunches and 2 breakfasts in each one. If you multiply that by 2, by 39, you get 78. Apparently we have connection problems just as much as everybody else here. So you can see that this will need to be filled out every day, or for the days that you're doing multiple meals and multiple distributions, and you can use it to how you see fit. And again, this will be on the website by the end of the day for you to use. So we want to make sure that you're taking point of service meal counts accurately, and we're giving you the tools to do that, and this is one of the tools to do that. So if it's easier to do on 1 sheet of paper than 2, that is fine. Now keep in mind, if you're running your site like a closed enrolled site because it's not eligible, you'll need to make sure you keep a roster as well as have another meal count form for those other children, because we want to make sure that you're targeting those children that are in need of those meals, where you would see the highest concentration of free and reduced children in those areas.
Good. That's on there. Okay. A couple people are still having some video errors. The bulk of folks, because we can see when people are actually connected to the presentation on our end. We have a lot of folks who are watching the presentation. So if you are not, it looks like you should be. Okay, sorry for the interruption, guys. We're just going to take a quick check here to see what's going on. Okay, we are going to keep proceeding, and we are recording this, so if anyone is having issue with video, you'll be able to watch this later. Okay, so we're going to keep on keeping on. On to the production record. We do want you to keep production records to show documentation of your meals prepared and served during this time. So we have the MDE template is available. If you have your own production record that you typically use, that is definitely okay. Okay. Those production records are on our website. You can go to michigan.gov/SFSP and go to resources. You will find those production records. They're also on the school nutrition program site.
And keep in mind, if you're providing multiple meals at one time, your production record is imperative to keep accurate so that we know how many meals you prepared, how many meals you served, and what meals you did make to disseminate to people, because you might not have a menu posted. Totally understandable during this time. It might be what you have available, but this is what you're showing, what you have, as well as you're going to include your documents as well, the invoices or receipts for purchasing. But I can't stress enough how important your daily meal count form as well as your production record is, so that we know that you provided those meals to everyone and prepared enough to what you're claiming. So that's really important that those jive and make sense. So you always want to make sure that someone is double checking things to make sure they're accurate, up to date, and is recording accurately what you have done.
Yep.
So we just wanted, oh, go ahead.
So we're going to just touch briefly on informal procurement and micro purchasing. Okay, so right now we are in a declared state of emergency. We understand that people may be needing to do some emergency procurement. Okay, so that type of procurement, document what you have done. Okay, if you are a school district that normally contracts with a vendor during this time, and SFSP may be outside of your normal scope, work with your vendor, work with them to get a memorandum of understanding so you both know what is expected at this time. So some other purchasing that may be happening at this time, if you run out of a certain food item, if you need some additional bags for grab and go, things like that, most of that is going to fall under your that micro purchase threshold of $10,000, okay? If you have questions about procurement, you may email me. You may email my team. You can put those through the mde-schoolnutrition@michigan.gov. Okay. But for the most part, document what you've done, why you've done it, do your best to distribute purchases equitably among qualified suppliers, but that may be used during this time, okay?
Also, when you're in contact with any of your suppliers, whether it be the industry or if you're purchasing from your local shops or businesses, make sure you let them know what you're in need of. You need to be in that contact. So we were just discussing earlier today that takeout containers might become a very scarce commodity. So if you need those types of things, or specific containers or saran wrap or Ziploc type bags or something like that, make sure you're communicating that with your distributor supplier so that they know that they can get those items on hand or try to get those for you and have those available for you to properly distribute your meals to people safely. So keep that in mind. They know what's going on. They're absolutely willing to work, but they also need to know what they need to help you out as well.
Right, and what types of foods that you are needing to purchase now, if it's different than your normal types of purchases, okay? We need you to be getting that back to your distributors, to your consortia. Let them know what you need or what you could use. Ask them what might be available that might be helpful, okay? You can ask that to us as well.
So we had some questions about what are the rates during this time. Everyone is going to be reimbursed for the highest reimbursement rate that the Summer Food Service Program offers, and these rates came out in January, as well as they're posted on the SFSP website. So if you serve breakfast, you're going to be reimbursed $23. Good heavens, I'm sorry.
Nope.
$2. That would be awesome if that was true.
Let me take over for a moment, Sarah. That's getting a little wild there. Okay, so you for those of you who cannot see the rates on the screen, for breakfast it is 2.3750, lunch or supper 4.1525, snack 0.9775. Okay, again, that will be on the recording, not $23, but $2.37.5. Okay,
and keep in mind too, you're reimbursed for up to 2 meals per day. So in any combination other than lunch or supper. That doesn't mean you have to serve those 2 meals. Obviously, that would be great if you could, but if you can only serve 1 meal a day, that is fine, and you will be reimbursed based on what meal components you provide in that meal and how many meal counts you have for that meal.
Right, and a snack in this instance is considered a meal. So breakfast and snack, so that is considered one of your 2.
So we've had a lot of questions already about how are we going to claim this, how are we going to be paid. Claims will go on as usual. You'll want to make sure that you submit your claims by starting around the end of the month, because you can't submit them yet because you haven't participated yet or you're just starting. And we would encourage you to use the Nutrition Gateway, which you can see the website listed there. You'd click on Claims and Reimbursements in Mind, select the Summer Food Service Program, and click Unanticipated School Closure SFSP Claims. Now this might be different if you've never participated in the Summer Food Service Program before, because you're in the National School Lunch Program or the School Breakfast. You will have this option available to you in the claim system. We are working behind the scenes diligently. Right now you probably wouldn't be able to see that, but we will have it available to everyone that needs that when they're submitting their claim in the system, in the Mind system. Something too I want to mention is that you'll want to make sure that you submit your claims in a timely manner, so within 60 days from the last day of your service. So if you're serving the rest of March, you're going to want to submit your claim within 60 days from the last day of March. And if you're serving days in April, you're going to want to make sure that you serve that within 60 days from the last day of service in April. Not the last day of the month, but the last day of service. We don't want anyone to have any claims on hold because they were submitted late, but just make sure you're being diligent about that. And I've been told that we are going to make sure that those claims are available to people that have access to it already in your MEGS Plus application that you specify in the certification statement in the Mind Security Agreement. So whoever you have listed in the Mind Security Agreement are the people that can submit a claim for yourself or for your organization.
Okay, so training requirements, just like any of our other programs, you do need to train your staff. So all of our National School Lunch Program participants have likely already had civil rights training for this year, right? but you must provide training for staff. So if you have new volunteers, you need to be giving them information related to the duties that they're doing, okay? So all staff must understand the program. They must comply with USDA regulations to receive reimbursement. Civil rights is always required. And then more than one person should know how to do the tasks necessary for program compliance. So right now we are having, you know, different folks may be helping out with the program. Make sure that they have the appropriate training related to the duties and the tasks that they are doing, and then document that you have done that, okay? And we mentioned the videos. Here they are again. Watch those training videos. Here's a quick civil rights overview. Child nutrition program protected categories: age, color, disability, national origin, race, and sex, okay? If at all possible, put your Justice for All poster out that has the full non-discrimination statement.
This should be on your mobile routes. This should be if you need it on a cooler or a station. This will need to be available for everyone to view during this time.
Yep, and we know that there was a little bit of a shortage on Justice for All posters for a while. We were working really hard to get those all out to folks. We hope that you have what you need at this time. If you don't, for some reason, document that, let us know.
So this is showing all the topics that need to be covered for civil rights. So if you have not already done that, these are the topics that need to be covered, all of them in its entirety. If you use the civil rights training video that is linked here, then you will basically be covering all those. You might want to just reiterate with your staff what that process and procedure is if you were to receive a complaint, but they're there for your use.
Okay, here's that non-discrimination statement for you. We see a lot of questions are coming in through the Q&A on the side. Thank you. Keep those coming. We will address them at the end when we are through the slides. We want to make sure that for anyone listening in that is not seeing those questions, that they are able to hear the Q&A and that they are also recorded for the final version. Okay, so bear with us. We're not ignoring those questions. We just want to make sure we get to everybody.
So this is probably everyone's favorite time of the presentation is when we talk about administrative reviews. So just keep in mind within the summer food service program, whether it's unanticipated school closures or regular school closures, that our administrative review cycle is every 3 years. Sometimes we have to pull organizations' reviews forward quicker because we have to hit a certain reimbursement mark that we are receiving in the state of Michigan. So currently, you want to make sure that you keep all of your documentation for at least the 3 years plus the current fiscal year. And we will be reviewing this during the traditional summer food service program admin reviews if you're in that program. And if you're not in that program, then we will be doing either desk reviews or this may occur during your NSLP admin review. There will be more information to come with that. We are working through this as we get information. Because their school could be closed for just these 3 weeks. It could be elongated. We are not 100% sure. So we will let you know when we know, but just make sure that you're keeping all of that documentation together so that you are organized to submit your claim, as well as we can verify you've done the work that you said you did.
Right, and for now, just to clarify, the only thing we know of is 3 weeks. Okay, so that is our current plan. That is what we are planning on and banking on, is a 3-week closure. That is all the information that we have at Michigan Department of Education in my office. So just wanted to really, really clarify that. Okay, if we know in our office we're limiting some travel, so like our administrative reviews may be pushed or delayed a little bit, so we may be doing more desk reviews. That type of information will be coming for you, okay? All right. And it looks like one of our presentations is stuck, so just bear with us for a moment.
Okay.
Can you go here and share?
I just shared that.
Return to presenter view. Now showing.
Just went back.
Okay. Okay, so one of our Skypes has a stuck presentation. We are recording this and we will keep going. So please, for those folks, please continue to listen in as we work through that technical difficulty. We want to make sure that we have time for Q&A as well, okay? So we want to talk a little bit about partnering and outreach. So the biggest message from our office right now is to collaborate, work together, find other folks in your area who are working to feed the adults and the other folks that are really, in need right now, okay? We have a lot of community action agencies, we have food banks, we have a lot of folks that are doing a lot of work right now to work together and to feed people. So I do want to mention there is, for the summer food service program regulations, kind of a hierarchy of who, quote unquote, is responsible for or has ownership over a site. Okay, so school districts, school sponsors get to choose who they would like to serve their communities in their area. So if a school would like to serve a site, even if they normally don't serve that site, it is written into regulation that schools have that authority to do that, okay? After schools, it is municipal and tribal governments, okay? And for tribes, if it is a tribal school, of course, they have full authority to do that and anything else under their jurisdiction. For community action agencies, you are all wonderful. Food banks, you are all wonderful. Written into the regs that schools and school districts have first dibs. So please, everyone, work together. Okay, and so we just really want to emphasize that as much as possible. So many people, boots on the ground, doing a lot of really good work right now. Work together with those people, and please do not fight over sites. Believe it or not, I've taken phone calls with people squabbling over one site. This is not the time for that. We hope that everyone can come together, work together. That is what the bulk of our phone calls and our interactions have been. A lot of people working really hard to work together. So keep doing that. Thank you. We do have the Summer Food Service Program map. We are working to post those stationary sites, okay?
Twice a day.
Twice a day we are updating that.
And that is why it's imperative that you fill out that intake form correctly with the information that we need so this can be transposed into the Meetup and Eat Up map, as well as 211 is working with us. So if people call 211 and ask where they can get meals for their children, they have that accurate information. So please make sure that if you have submitted a form, you double check and ensure everything is correct on there. If not, if you're planning on submitting that form, which you need to do by hopefully soon before you participate, or if you're participating today, you can submit it by tomorrow with all the accurate information, because we want to make sure that everyone has access to these services that you are providing and takes good use of them, because they most likely need them as well.
Okay, community outreach. So how are you communicating with people in your areas? So how do you normally communicate with your school family, right? Do you text? Do you do social media? Do you do robocalls, email blasts? We do have some outreach materials on our website right now for this situation. So go there, you can use that, you can adapt that. I've seen over the weekend on social media, tons of folks sharing what they're doing in their communities. It is absolutely amazing. So keep that up. If you're stuck, if you're not sure how to do that, find somebody else's flyer and ask them for help, adapt their flyer, just get the information and the messaging out. There's, for areas that haven't heard from their local schools, they're asking, well, what is my district doing? What's my community doing? And they're looking for that guidance. They're looking for that information right now. Just one quick other note about community outreach. We have been doing lots of calls and lots of town halls. So we did another call this morning for some of our industry partners. We are in contact with our with a lot of our other agencies, with our food banks. We're in contact with our community action agencies, our household programs, and we have another call this afternoon for some of our community partners. And I know our CACFP team at our office is working to get out communication to all of their folks as well. So now that takes us to our wrap up and Q&A. We want to make sure that you have our website, michigan.gov/ SFSP. So you can even type in mi.gov/SFSP and it will get you there. Okay, so all of the resources are there. We have a nice checklist that runs you through everything that you need to know that is available. So use that. A lot of the questions that you're asking are on the website. They are available on that checklist. Okay, and then here is the contact information for our office. We ask that you please review the website. Please review the website for this information. And now we're going to take a little bit of time and talk through the Q&A that we've had on the side. So we have 2 computers up with 2 Q&As, so we're going to run through both so we have all of the questions answered. Okay, so I'm going to start here. If we attended the unanticipated closure meeting in November, do we need to do this too? The answer is yes. Thank you, someone, for answering that. Alrighty, a lot of technical stuff. How soon will this be posted so we can get the requirements completed? We're serving tomorrow. So the link to that intake form is available right now. It is linked in number 1 on the unanticipated school closure website. So go there, click that link, fill it out. Okay, and I'm not sure if we highlighted this enough, but our sponsors that are eligible are existing summer food service program sponsors, existing National School Lunch Program sponsors, existing CACFP sponsors. Okay, so if you are not already have an agreement with the Michigan Department of Education and you are someone else, I am sorry, work with one of the existing partners. Okay, we have no existing agreement with you to be serving meals, so partner with an existing agency. Okay, let's see. Do we complete this form for each site? No, 1 intake form per sponsor. So a quick note for if you're doing after school programming through CACFP, right now we cannot run both programs simultaneously. We cannot claim under the summer food service program and the child and adult care food program. We are exploring all sorts of options to feed as many people as possible who need that right now. So if you have other ideas for how to make that happen within regulation, give us an email. Talk to your local food pantries, your food banks who are doing this work. Verifying, we are not being reimbursed for spring break. Actually, if your spring break is falling within that 3-week period, yes, we are, because of this strange situation and this mandated closure that's really kind of skewing everyone's schedule. So that is considered part of this 3-week bubble of an unanticipated school closure. Yes, if your spring break is during those 3 weeks, you will be reimbursed if you are feeding kids and documenting properly. Limited mobile route, 8 stops, each stop for 10 minutes. Do I need to set up all 8 stops as sites? Each route is a site. Okay, if you're doing, okay, so each mobile route is a site.
If you're doing a bus route with 20 stops, that is 1 route. We don't need to know where each 20 stops are. That's a lot of information for everyone to know. So if you have 5 different routes with 20 stops each, we just need to know the information with the 5 routes. You can say bus route 1 or bus route butterfly if that's what the route is. We just need to know what you're doing so we can relay that information. We have the governor asking, we have the state superintendent, we have a lot of people out at the emergency buildings asking about what our school is doing. So we want to make sure that you all are getting credit regardless if you have a stationary site or not. So please make sure you are entering that in there. You can add in information into that additional information section of that intake form. That is really critical. We have to have that information. And if you don't have that on there, then you won't be able to claim meals either in the MIND system. So it's really, really important to start doing that now.
Yep. Now, if you would like your limited mobile, for your question, Marianne, to be considered a stationary site, that 10 minutes is a pretty quick window. So if you wanted those to be part of the map, you may consider expanding your window to make it a little bit, wider time. Remember, the more we can spread those times out a little bit, the more people we can serve without them interacting very closely together. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Can we serve breakfast and lunch between the same times, or do the meals need to be separate? No. So you may serve breakfast and lunch during that same window. Okay, you may do that in this instance during this emergency time. I'm a vendor. Who should we be invoicing? So again, I think I mentioned this at some point during the conversation. Work with your whatever school district that you are working with, whatever organization is or school that is sponsoring this program. Okay, and price per meal needs to be worked out with that individual that you are working with. Okay, that agreement is between the two of you. Okay. We have 21 bus routes delivering meals and 1 physical site for meal pickups. Does that mean we need to enter 22 sites? Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I think 20 is the max.
20 is the max on the intake form at this time. It would be okay for you to do 2 intake forms, okay? For lunch, is it 3/4 cup or 2 servings 3/4 cup? It is a total of 3/4 cup. So 2, like you got carrots and grapes together, they equal 3/4 cup. So minimum. You may serve more than that. In the event we're unable to receive milk, can we use juice as an appropriate substitution temporarily? No, juice is not a substitution for milk. Okay. If I offer nachos, do the tortilla chips count as a bread? Do I need to include another bread with the meal? Tortilla chip does count as a grain. As a grain. We just, our slide previously, corn chips are not the same as corn. Occasionally folks get confused about that. Corn chips are not a vegetable. They would be considered a grain. Okay? Okay. We're a low % of free and reduced. As of right now, we're not planning on participating, but working with another district that is participating. At any point, so will we have another chance to enroll if we don't do this right now? Yes, at any point that you find that this will work for your district or you need this in your district, yes, we strongly encourage you to make sure that the kids in your community are covered. So a neighboring district, we have a lot of rural areas in Michigan that could be kind of far out. So really work with what is working best for you. We are encouraging all school districts in the state to figure out a way to feed the kids that are in your community. Scrolling down, lots of thumbs up. All right, let's see.
Keep in mind that if you have children or people with special needs, you can serve up to the age of 26. So that was asked a couple of times, so that does include those people or those children or attendees. So they can go up to 26. And again, keep in mind, we are not asking for their ID, asking how old their children are or how old these people are. So when you're providing meals, if someone comes up and says, I need 4 meals, all right, 4 children at home, that is fine. You're going to provide them with those 4 meals, especially if you know that they have those children at home. Someone asked about production records for bulk meals. You want to make sure that those are being recorded accurately with what you're providing for the meals. If you're providing 2 or 3 meals at a time, that those are being filled out correctly and completely so that we know what is included in each meal, and then you mark that daily meal count form as well. Someone asked, can a neighbor, for example, pick up food for someone else? We don't know if it's a neighbor per se at a site. Maybe you do. If someone is helping out due to someone being sick or they can't go out in public right now or can't go alone, if they're asking meals for a child, you would provide that to them. Someone asked if a snack would count as a meal as the same rate. Again, we already talked about that. The reimbursement rate is different for a snack than it is for breakfast or for lunch or supper. But again, that's why you're keeping separate meal count sheets or separate daily meal counts for whatever meal or snack you are providing people.
Okay, we had another question. What's the website to fill out the forms? Again, michigan.gov/SFSP. Scroll down a little bit and big bold blue, you will see Unanticipated School Closure Summer Food Service Program. Click that link, you'll see full instructions on what to do, tons of resources, and there is a link there in number 1 for that intake form. Okay? Question, are grab-and-go meals delivered already individual packaged in box and or bag or delivered in bulk for location staff to assemble? Everything's going to depend on what is working best in your location. Okay, we are encouraging grab and go whenever possible. Can you give 2 meals and a snack, or does the snack count as a meal? The snack is a meal, so that's one of your 2.
You can always go above and beyond what you are servicing them, but just keep in mind you're only reimbursed within our program for up to those 2 meals per day. So if you want to partner with another organization within your community to provide additional foods, or if you want to use another funding source to provide additional foods to people, that is totally acceptable. But keep in mind that you're only allowed to use summer food service program funds for the meals that are reimbursable, as well as you will only receive reimbursement for up to those 2 meals per day. You just can't claim lunch and supper together. And again, if you serve adult meals, that is fine. You can charge for adult meals. If you have a different funding source to pay for adult meals, that is fine, but that cannot be counted the same as a meal that you serve to a child as far as reimbursement is concerned. You are not reimbursed for adult meals. You are only reimbursed for meals served to children.
Okay, another question. As a vendor, should I be charging the contracted price since we are contracted for bulk? Can we add the extras to the invoice? This small window of time is considered, as I mentioned, an emergency procurement. So work with whomever, whatever school district or sponsor that you are working with. The 2 of you need to make that determination. And then contact our office for additional support if you need it. But the contract is between you 2. We're doing online training. How can we collect names? If you mean you are doing this online training, how do we confirm that you've attended? We do see those records here. You will be attesting in that intake form that you have done training. You are saying, I have done training by submitting this form. I'm agreeing to that. And for training for your staff, any training that you are doing for folks that are preparing meals, just document that you are doing if they need any type of supplemental training related to the work we're doing right now. When will the recording of this webinar be available?
Hopefully by tomorrow morning.
Hopefully by tomorrow morning. Yep. So
the PowerPoint slides and all the resources that we have available will be on the website by this afternoon or evening. It just has to go through a few steps before it gets published to the public. We will have it there, and we can't stress enough, please check the website, because everything that goes out in a mass email has to go through our upper echelon right now, so it's taking an extremely long time. So we can't just send out a bulk email to everyone with all this information.
So not only that, there's just a ton of different types of communication going out to the field right now. So yes, we do need a few layers of approval, but in part that is to make sure we are not inundating everyone. So not only is our office, the Office of Health and Nutrition Services, trying to get information out to folks about feeding people, every other office at MDE and everyone else under the sun is trying to get you information. So we want to make sure that line of communication is streamlined and you're not inundated. So check the website. We are updating it more than we can email you, okay? Is there a similar conversation or process taking place for those that are CACFP sponsors for adults and seniors? Yes, so lots of conversations are taking place with our CACFP team, and again, we're having another call in a little while for our community partners. Will MDE need to approve sites before we can service? So for the emergency closure summer food service program, because everyone that is participating is a National School Lunch Program, Child and Adult Care Food Program, or former SFSP sponsor, we know you have an agreement with the state. We do not have capacity to approve every site before you start feeding. You will do that intake form, and we will review all that information, and we will review your backup documentation. But it would be an incredible bottleneck for us to try to approve sites. That is not possible during this emergency situation. When we are talking SFSP Megs Plus App 2020, why yes, we will approve all of those sites. We are not talking about that now. So if preschools or GSRP programs are to open before April 5th, would sponsors serve under CACFP for those programs? Maybe, but you cannot serve both programs at the same time. I am not aware of any school-based programs that are opening ahead of time. Okay, so is there a deadline for when the intake form has to be submitted? Please fill that form out as soon as you have that information. Another question, we're not offering meals currently. If school closure ends up being longer, we may start. The intake form will be available whenever, if at any point you choose to start serving meals. If for some reason we are beyond a 3-week period, we will have additional guidance. Where exactly are the production records on the Michigan.gov website? Could one of my fellow MDE friends please post that link in our comment box? I do know if you go to Michigan.gov/school nutrition and scroll down, you will see a link to food production. It should be right there. If you're having difficulty, hopefully somebody can paste a link right there. Do we fill out the first meal served papers? Wow, I love that you are right on top of it. We do not fill out those first meal served papers, not in this instance. No, thank you for that question. I appreciate that you are really thinking about program integrity. I love it. Do we have a site number for each site? No, you do not. If you have a site number in MEGS Plus for a site that you've used previously, please include that in the intake form, but for sites that you have not done previously, no, we will not have a site number. Okay, we want to deliver breakfast and lunch in the afternoon bus route, delivery for the next day. Is this okay? Yes, document what you're doing on your intake form. Document it in your paperwork. Want to be certain we submit claim forms to MDE, not the sponsor. No, if you are a vendor, if you are anyone working with a school district or a sponsor, you work with that sponsor. We only have agreements and contracts with school districts and sponsors of programs, existing sponsors. So we love all the hard work that all of our partners are doing, our vendors, our food service management companies. We absolutely love it, and we love that everyone is stepping up. You need to work with the folks in your communities to do that. We have no way to process any type of payment like that, nor do we have an agreement with you. Those contracts are with our vendors and our sponsors. Okay. For mobile bus routes, are serving times the start and end of the bus routes? Yes, that would work. Yes.
Same thing with mobile.
Same with mobile. How do I edit our intake form? I cannot find it in MEGS Plus. Your form is not in MEGS Plus, so do not go there because you will not find it. So your intake form, I mentioned previously, michigan.gov/SFSP, scroll down, follow the link trail. Oh, looks like somebody answered that question. Thank you, participants of this call. Breakfast meal pattern is only 1 grain in the bag during this time.
You need a 1 ounce serving for grain. You can always go above and beyond, but that is what the minimum requirement is for the summer food service program. A 1 ounce grain. You can always go above and beyond.
Okay. Can the state provide some resources on obtaining milk or acceptable substitutes? Yes, we had a dairy that was sharing that they had milk that they needed. Cedar Crest Dairy. Yep. And as we become more aware of additional resources that are available, we will share that with you. Please make sure that you are reaching out to your regular distributors to let them know what you need in this situation. If they're not hearing from you, they can't respond. So make sure, you know, they want to be helpful. They want to be getting you what you need, but you've got to be in communication. What's that?
Prairie Farms has plenty of milk now.
Prairie Farms has all the milk. Lots of milk. Awesome. What if this turns into a full quarantine situation? That's really out of my scope to answer. Talk to your local health department. Okay. I'm not including them as part of the meal, but can I offer chips that will eventually expire with the meal as an extra?
Yeah, as long as you're not using summer food service program funds to provide that extra item.
Yes. Yep. So the extra items are not an allowable cost through the summer food service program, but you may do that, yes. Does someone from every site our agency is providing food for need to be trained? Yes, anyone with any part of the summer food service program needs to have associated training, okay? That may be training videos, but it really depends on what they are doing with the program, okay? If you have an assembly line of boxes and someone is popping a box into a trunk, civil rights at minimum, everyone needs civil rights training, okay? And then, you know, be reasonable with what that individual is doing. There's a quick civil rights video. You can bring it up on your phone and show people right then, document that you've done that. Document how to put mobile routes on the form. I think we've mentioned that a couple times, so it will be included in the recording.
So we've had questions about our Head Start programs are closed or GSRP programs are closed. Do we qualify for this program for meal delivery, CACFP reimbursement? If your programs are closed and you can't operate within the CACFP and you are a sponsor, you can participate in this unanticipated school closure summer food service program. If your operations are still running and you participate in CACFP, you need to continue participating with the CACFP. I currently participate with CACFP, can we sponsor both sites at the same time? You cannot do that. If you have sites that are sponsored by the CACFP right now and they're staying open, you need to stay with the CACFP. You cannot provide 4 meals per day or however what you were trying to look at doing. You can only do whatever's within the program requirements. If those sites are not being serviced by the CACFP, those sites could participate in the summer food service program.
Okay, so do you have to sign up for the program besides the intake program or intake form? So sponsors fill out the intake form. So that is school districts, that is anyone who currently runs the National School Lunch Program, the Child and Adult Care Food Program, or the Summer Food Service Program in past years as a sponsor. Site level folks do not fill out that form. Work with a sponsoring organization, okay? So other than that, if we have anybody on the line who happens to be on, who is a site, who is a parent, who is a community member, work with your local school district, work with folks in your community. Families can just show up and say, hey, I'm hungry, can I have a meal? Okay, kids, parents, families. So for any of those folks, any participating site in the state, you may go to and you may you know, participate in that meal service without any type of sign up or anything. You just go there, okay? Thank you for posting the production record link. Have not done summer before and we cannot use the meal counting form. Have to use roster, check off roster. That is the count, or both. We want to make sure every meal that you serve is counted. You will be claiming every meal that you serve. We need the backup documentation with the meal count form along with the roster. Okay. We will be training through webinar. So if you do a webinar for your staff, document that you've done that. That could be an email response from people. Did you watch the video? Yes. Save those responses. Just document a screenshot of the participants in your webinar. So any of those things, just document that folks have been trained. No, we cannot give the direct link to the daily count form. Please go to the website and click the resources. Oh, Heather, you rock. Heather posted the link. Thank you, Heather. Okay. Let's see.
If you apply for this emergency sponsorship, does it carry over to the summer food program sponsorship? No, this does not. This is totally separate. If you are currently in SFSP, this is only for the unanticipated school closure mandated shutdown for the state. If you participate in traditional summer food service program every year, you have to complete that MEX Plus application, which the 2020 MEX Plus application is available now to complete for starting summer services once school is let out. But again, this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about the unanticipated school closure.
Yep. Will you email our school corporation when we are approved? You are submitting that intake form and you are telling us that you are participating. You are, when you fill that out, you are agreeing that you will follow the regulations, that you have done the training, okay? And we are believing you. And then we will follow up with an administrative review to confirm all of these things, okay?
Someone asked, are we allowed for breakfast to serve 1 cup of milk, 1 fruit, which at least half cup, and 1 grain, like cold dry cereal, and a cheese stick or yogurt as the meat alternate? That is fine, but just remember, in our program, for summer food service program, you have to have that milk, that fruit, and that grain. That meat does not take the place of that grain. So you can absolutely add additional foods or go above and beyond the minimum meal pattern, but you have to make sure that you're following the minimum meal pattern. So yes, you can serve additional foods.
Okay, so another question, just to confirm, if we're currently serving suppers in our after-school programs, we're allowed to serve lunch or supper and breakfast at sites that are not served by the district. So work with the local district, work with the community to determine the areas of need, and if that area normally, if it's not currently being covered, work together so you guys aren't competing, so it's a supportive relationship. And then so definitely, but again, you can't run both programs simultaneously.
Someone asked, my operations in RCCI, so our accounting and claiming procedures remain the same, right? Yes, if you're in RCCI, you're going to continue what you're doing currently under NSLP.
Right, exactly. Now, if you are in RCCI and you have day students, we want to make sure that those day students, are covered. You may reach out to our office. If you're a residential child care institute and you have capacity to, feed other kids in your community, work with your neighboring district to make sure that communication is going and happening.
Someone asked if we can just distribute 3 meals at one time. Yes, you can do multiple meal distribution. Whatever works for your organization, whatever works for your community picking up those meals, as long as you're practicing safe food safety practices.
Right, and it's still, even if you are distributing 3 meals in one day, you can claim 2 of them, and that 3rd meal would be for the following day or something like that. You can only claim 2 meals per day, meals and or snack. Can we do distributions at a site different from the site we do the SFSP? Yes, put that address in the intake form. You may have normal programs in the summer that aren't currently running. Your regular summer sites just might not work out in this particular situation.
Someone asked, can we serve children that are not enrolled in our district? Absolutely. You can serve children that are not enrolled in your district, or if they're enrolled in multiple districts, or if they have school of choice. We don't want you asking what school you go to. That's not really our intent. So you want to make sure that you're serving children and families that are in need. If they don't happen to go to your school, that is fine. You're still going to receive reimbursement.
Right, and please remember that during this emergency situation, there's a lot of folks that may be in need that were not in need 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago. People, may be out of work very suddenly, and we all need to be supportive of each other as much as possible right now. No judgment. That is not your role. If someone says, I need food, you give them food, okay? Let's see, some questions about Prairie Farms delivery. I'm sure they are working diligently, just as we all are, to get food to people who need it.
Someone asked what the micro purchase threshold. Again, that's $10,000 for the micro purchase threshold during this time, and you are free to use that if needed.
Yep. Where can I find the multiple meal, multiple day count form and unanticipated closure checklist? Those will be on the website by end of day. Yep, we're working on that now. If the local community resource wants to donate extra food for the weekend, is that okay to send home with the kids? Yes, it is. Follow your local health department and your local health regulations.
Someone asked, if we fill out the intent form to serve through April 5th, do we need to submit a new one if the closure is extended? If the closure is extended, we are assuming that you are going to continue to participate, but we will address that when that road comes, if that road comes.
Right. We may have additional guidance if that situation were to happen. How does that work with the roster? Because you're asking their name. Okay, so if you're normally a school that is less than 50% free or reduced, yes, we do want you are considered for these purposes a closed enrolled site. So you have one meal count sheet in your hand, and then you've got another, you have a list of roster, okay? So in some situations, no, it is not reasonable to have a roster of like 5,000 kids or something. So sure, you may ask their name, jot down their name, but if they say, I don't normally go here, that's okay. Here's a meal, you're good to go, okay? And just count them separately. Can we serve meals to be prepared at home? Family, a box of pasta or a loaf of bread and a jar of PB&J. Contact your local health authority for those types of questions. We are serving meals that meet the meal pattern. If, again, we can't know the specifics for all of the state counties, check in with your local health department. They may allow that, or they may say, no, that's not appropriate at this time. Ooh, I'm feeding in 35 minutes. Woohoo! Yes, you may watch the rest of the presentation later. Can we feed kids that go to another school and, which one? This one. Okay. Can I offer breakfast and lunch at 3 different times during the day? 11:30 to 12:30, 12:45 to 2, and 5 to 6:30 daily.
Is that at the same site, or are these at different sites? Because if it's 11:30 to 12:30, you might as well just serve 11:30 to 2, and then 5 to 6:30. That's a little unclear on what you're asking.
Yeah, that's a little, I don't know about that one. That, as it's written, no, but follow up with additional clarification.
Again, all this will be posted to the website, the presentation, the recording of the webinar, all of the documents. Again, you need to go to the Unanticipated School Closure SFSP website.
Yep. One more quick question. Tostitos, 1.25 ounce grain and cheese sauce with 1 meat alternate with formulation statements. Yes, they do qualify. Okay. If you have a product formulation statement, if you have a CN label, 2 ounces of meat for summer. So give them 2 ounce of meat. Okay, so 2 cheese cups, whatever. But yes, that would be part of an overall reimbursable meal. Okay. We just sent out some communication about allowable costs, funding, that sort of thing.
Can one sponsor claim breakfast and lunch and another claim supper and evening snack? If you're talking about at the same location, no, you cannot do that, because that would be providing 4 meals a day to one location. If you have multiple sponsors that are sharing sites, depending on what type of programming you have going on, you have to talk amongst yourselves and decide who's taking what, but you cannot serve 4 meals a day at a site and all get reimbursed for that.
Okay, guys, we have a few minutes left. We want to make sure we run through the rest of the questions here. We'll have additional information about claims that will come out. Okay, so normally we have 2 sites in our district and we claim them separately in NSLP. We're only serving at one site, so you'll only put one site on the intake form and you'll claim for that one site. Are we allowed for breakfast to serve the, let's see, the 1 cup, 1 fruit, and 1 grain bread, cold dry cereal, and a cheese stick or yogurt as the meat alternate? Did you answer that one?
I did.
Yes, that was allowable.
You will not be notified if your application is accepted. We're not doing applications at this time. Again, we're doing that intake form. Once you've submitted it, we will review it. If we have questions, we will contact you about it. We've already been in contact over the weekend to many sponsors who've already submitted it to get additional information if it is needed.
Okay, so we're a high school. We have an alternate agreement with a K-8, but other K-8s are also working with us. Can they bring over items that could otherwise go bad? We are all in the same community. Milk, fresh produce. Work together. Okay, thank you. Work together.
You do not need to follow a vegetable subgroup during this time. Again, we are following the summer food service program meal pattern, and that is not a requirement in our meal pattern.
Okay. We are not reviewing menus in this call. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Please refer to the meal pattern guidance on our website.
The multiple distribution of meals sheet will be posted by the end of the day on the website. It is not currently on there. It will be by the end of the day.
Okay, are we keeping track of food we're using separate from National School Lunch Program? Right now, with your production records, with your regular inventory, we should be able to track all that back, and you normally would have that type of information on hand through your daily production records. Any questions that we are unable to answer on the call, we will put out through a Q&A on the website. I know we're talking really fast. We're trying to make sure that you guys have as much information as possible during this time. District is one site. We usually do elementary and secondary separate. For your purposes, do your sites as they work for your community. List them on the site. Just trying to scroll through quickly to see if there's anything else we have not yet covered. Is there another webinar this week? We will be getting information out about additional town hall style meetings potentially and other webinars, Q&As, that kind of thing.
If you are participating in CFP, you need to follow those guidelines. And if they are allowing multiple meals to be distributed at once, that is fine, but you would need to double check with CFP. I have not heard that communication come out. You will get reimbursed for the number of meals that you serve on the days that you serve or that you're planning to serve. So if you serve 7 days a week, or if you're providing meals, say Monday through Friday, but on Friday you provide 3 meals instead of 1, you will be reimbursed based on those amount of meals that you serve. Again, can you claim Saturday and Sunday? Yes, you can if you're serving meals.
Yep, and I think we've got to the end of our questions and the end of our time today. Whew, we sure did cover a lot, and you guys asked some absolutely amazing questions. I want to take just a second to say thank you for everyone working so hard to feed the kids of Michigan. We know that you are all working hard, and we know that folks are working together, thinking outside the box. We love that. Keep the questions coming, and we will keep the answers coming as best as we can. As we have more information, we will share more information with you.
We are getting additional information and guidance every day from USDA and everyone here at the Office of Health and Nutrition Services. We appreciate your patience. Just know that we have been working nonstop since this even started. Actually, before that, trying to have a plan in place and getting things ready for you guys. So we apologize if it did take a few days, but we have been working nonstop for you as well. We know that you're working nonstop in providing those meals. We've been seeing everything on social media. We're very proud, humbled, and so glad that we can work with all these amazing people. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, go to that website. It will be updated daily with information.
Yep, and if you are calling our office, our main line, please be kind to our receptionist and secretary, Michelle. She has been working so hard to get folks answers, so please be patient with her and anyone else who is answering the phone right now. Everybody's just working really hard to try to get you the information that you need. Okay, thank you.
Have a great day.